On this week's Throwdown, we have lovely Lydia demo the workout.
We've got lunges, kipping handstand push-up, crossover single unders, and handstand walking.
We release these workouts right here on YouTube every Thursday, sometime around 1 p.m.
This week's Throwdown is 3 rounds for time of 100-foot dumbbell front rack walking lunge, 25 kipping handstand push-ups, 100 crossover single unders, and 100 feet of handstand walking.
This week's demo athlete is Lydia Fish, an up-and-coming CrossFit athlete who made it to semifinals as an individual last year, won 2 off-season competitions, and is just a general badass.
For a warm-up, movement standards, or to get on the leaderboard, you can click the link in the description down below. Tip number 1, with this new handstand push-up standard, you're pretty close to the wall, so kipping is challenging. So make sure that you practice a shorter kip so that you're more efficient and faster out of the bottom.
Number 2, on crossovers, a mistake we see a lot of athletes make is cross their arms too far away from their body, and this will cause the rope to get shorter and they'll trip. So practice this drill in your warm-up to work on your arm action and keeping your arms nice and close to your body.
This workout has a lot of bottlenecks for athletes, specifically with the gymnastics. So make sure as you're going through this workout that you are pacing appropriately. That might mean breaking up the lunges, breaking up the handstand push-ups, breaking up the cross-unders, or breaking up the handstand walk, or all of them. Make sure that you pick a good pacing strategy to get through all 3 rounds or get as deep as you can before you get hit by the time cap.
Let's see it.
Don't smile. No,
Sorry.
no laughing.
We're serious.
Let's see it.
And we are off. I didn't get to do the countdown, but
No, too bad.
yeah.
Way to go.
So there are 2 different ways you could hold the dumbbells. Here she's got like almost a true front rack position, or you could stack them as long as the heads aren't touching. That's been the standard in the past.
If you didn't do the judges course or you cheated your way through the judges course, they did make it really clear this year that the dumbbell could not rest on the hand, on the shoulder, which I know was something that a lot of people did before, where they kept their fingers on it and just rested it. So just be mindful of that when you're doing that this week, getting ready for quarters.
I would prefer the heads to be a little bit more on the shoulder and a little bit more upright. I think it's easier, at least personally, for me to breathe and less tension on my shoulders, but clearly she has a plan in place.
Yeah, she's going very fast, and she basically just did that whole set unbroken. This is her last segment of 25 feet. Lydia is very, very, very fit and has a background in gymnastics and distance running. So for most people, I would not recommend that. I would recommend breaking it up probably 50-50 or even 425s.
Yeah, for most people, the limiter is going to be handstand push-ups and handstand walk, your shoulder endurance. So don't blow up your shoulders by holding on to the lunge for too long.
Yeah, there's a bleed over effect to these movements. So you think about the compounding fatigue that could happen going from one to the next. You just need to be very aware of that.
So, and even here, she just broke up that handstand push-up set. Obviously, her break was very quick. It won't be like that for most people. And what Brandon brought up in the tip segment was the shorter kip. You can see that her knee is getting like just to parallel. You could maybe shorten that a little bit, but that's probably as deep as I'd go for this standard. When people start going knees all the way to the chest and you're that close to the wall, butts hit the wall on the kip and then it kicks you off the wall. And it's very hard to do kipping handstand push-ups there. So
those are really good, efficient breaks. Most people are going to have to break longer than that, and that's okay, but have a plan in place so you know that you need to get back on the wall and you're not kind of bleeding over into like a super long rest time.
Yeah. This movement, it is really probably an opportunity, if you're good at it, to just chill. You can't really do it that much faster, and there's not much separation here. So it's really just a matter of how many breaks you have to take or if you miss in this. But generally speaking, use a longer rope, usually one that's more weighted. You could see her rope here is not a general speed rope. It's the longer one. She misses there and just, I guess, takes a deliberate break. But you're always going to need a different, or almost always going to need a different rope for this type of exercise.
Mia, would you say that the crossover single under is easier than just like a regular double under for you?
It's easier in like work output, but I do trip more on
so you may waste some time.
Single unders than double unders, yeah.
It's funny, when they came out, everyone was like really stressed and holding their breath, so they felt harder. But now as people got more efficient, I think most people say they're easier.
Yeah, you want to just really like actively try to relax on them. Even if you're focusing on the hand movement, you don't have to hold your breath. So relax, breathe deeply, or breathe comfortably throughout.
So we're on the handstand walk, but just one thing to note about those is there's a lot of shoulder action in the cross under single unders, and you're coming from handstand push-ups and front rack. So this is going to be just a shoulder burner of a workout. Just be prepared for that. The handstand walks will probably feel much harder than normal handstand walks, and the second round and third round are probably going to start to become real bottlenecks for people that aren't elite at gymnastics.
So what Lydia's doing on the handstand walk here is not realistic for most people.
She's running on her hands.
A very high level athlete, but she's even more high level at handstand walking. So be smart about your breaks. She's only on her first round, so if you're just kicking down and kicking up and you're feeling like your shoulders are already on fire, then resting an extra 5 seconds on each transition can make a big difference. 10 seconds, whatever works for you.
She just did that 100 feet in like 40 seconds, which is just very unrealistic. But again, if you're really good at a movement, then take advantage of that, especially in a workout like this.
So she picked up the dumbbells right around 4 minutes. And her pace in that first round was very quick. So I'd say like all optimal ceiling of this workout of like who would win the world would be, somewhere between 11 and 12 minutes. For most people, though, knowing that she's very good at all of these, this is probably, if this comes out in quarterfinals or right now, it's probably a cap workout. You're probably fighting to see how deep into the workout can you get with the time cap. Unless you're, obviously, if you're semifinal level, you're going to finish. But for people that are just doing quarterfinals in that 70.
I'm still on the first set of handstand push-ups.
Most people.
Yeah, for real.
That was a really smart break on the lunge there. She doesn't need it because she's still going pretty fast, but I think she knows handstand push-ups are coming up. Again, I want to keep my shoulders as fresh as possible, especially for her who's really good at handstand push-ups.
Yeah, so she did her first round of this unbroken and then just did that one 50-50. How long was that break? I missed it.
Maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah,
That's
super
super
fast.
fast.
Her breaks are not my breaks. If I'm breaking, it's at 20 seconds at the minimum.
Hey, ask me if I got any Lydias.
Hey, did you get any Lydias?
Go fish.
Nice.
You got to explain.
Yeah,
explain to the audience.
Go fish, go. Get it?
No,
I get it.
I missed a joke.
This is
Her
a
last
good
name
angle.
is Fish. No?
Let's
Okay.
go fish.
Sorry.
You play more
No
card
laughing.
games.
Yeah. You said it's serious today, Chris. Damn it.
That was a good angle because you could see the depth of her kip,
Yeah.
which Max was talking about in the last round. She's pretty flexible, so she can go down farther than most guys. Like a guy that's got really thick legs, they're gonna have to even shorten it more. But instead, like Max was saying, going all the way to the chest, like you see in like a 40-inch box, you're gonna have to shorten it a little bit to stay on the wall.
Yeah, so this angle too, it shows that when she goes down and her knees bend, her heels come straight to her butt. What ends up happening with a lot of people is they go down and they're almost more in a squat position. So their knees come down and their feet actually trail away from the wall and away from their butt. So they kick up, and they're also, thicker people. And if your butt hits the wall on the way up, it just like equal and opposite reaction. It throws you off the wall. So I have a very hard time with these being a thicker human.
Moderately thick, okay?
Yeah. I got a big butt. I don't know what to tell you.
So she's doing a really good job of keeping her hands close. Obviously, you can't see from this angle, but you can tell with how efficient she is. Mia.
The rope that she has here is a longer handle rope. That can be a good option if you either are struggling with the movement, just learning them, or just, a way to... It allows for a little bit more error in your crossing because the handles are longer, so the rope still gets far enough away from your shoulders to clear. So you can look into some of those if you struggle with the rope hitting your shoulders, which I know some people do.
Yeah, and when people are trying this, I said in the first set, if you're trying this with a speed rope in the beginning, it
really hard.
is super challenging. So I would recommend pretty much everybody use a longer handled little more weighted rope for that movement.
If you're really struggling with them, go to a beaded rope. Go to something heavy that you can control, because it's the heavier rope is still going to be easier than tripping all the time.
Yeah, agreed.
You think we'll ever get to the point where you have a standard rope that you have to use?
I would think that'll happen. They have had it.
I mean,
like
that
at the
happens in
games.
in-person competitions.
They make you use different ones. This handstand walking is like a clinic. This is very, very fast.
She's
to be in the middle of the workout like that.
Good, yeah.
How long is this break? 2, 3,
Definitely her longest one.
5, 6.
That's
and it's
still
6
so short.
Yeah, I mean, her last one was, I think, 3 seconds I was
Yeah.
watching. So, I mean, this is still going to end up being a 50-second handstand walk for 100 feet, which is incredibly fast.
Yeah, and we said she picked up the dumbbells for the lunges right at 4 minutes. So she was a little bit faster than that, and now she's in round 2, and she's picking it up right at 8 minutes. So she's on pretty good sustainable pace. I think for most people expect that that's not going to happen. The handstand push-ups and the handstand walk will probably require longer breaks as you go.
Yeah, this is a tough workout to keep linear pacing. So probably for most people don't have that expectation and create your strategy around that.
Yeah, and break much. She broke early, but her rest breaks are so quick that they're almost like unbroken sets. Be mindful that you might need, 10 seconds in between handstand push-up sets or handstand walking sets, or even 15 or 20, depending on your capacity.
So Lydia is a server at Ruth Chris Steakhouse. You think she ever brings out the plates this way?
Just lunges with 2 of them on her hands.
She needs to give me a free steak.
Yeah. Ruth Chris is good.
Dang, now I'm
do a good
hungry.
Yeah.
She got me one for my birthday.
What?
Chris, you want to
a
go?
steak.
You pay?
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, my birthday's
Ruth Chris on you?
this month. Let's go.
All right.
do it.
I'm down. Brandon stood me up on my birthday.
I'm really sorry about that.
All right. Last set of walking lunges here, finishing up. Again, she broke up 50-50. Done.
Yeah, so about a minute and 5 seconds for that 100. That's about the same time as the other sets, and she does a really good job stepping through, which makes it super efficient.
Yeah, you can see these handstand push-ups look a little bit more labored, but they're still really quick. And I don't know where she is, but it looks like she's did around 10 there in that set.
I think that's what she's been opening with is 10.
Just 10, 10, 5 each round.
Man, with such a quick break. Like
and that was
too.
like a longer break than
Yeah.
what she has been taking.
Yeah, her breaks in the first set were like not really breaks. She's kind of just like kicked off the wall.
She's also so, like, her strict handstand push-ups are so good.
Yeah. Very good strength to body weight ratio, so sets up well for all gymnastics movements. And I think this will be the last set here of handstand push-ups.
So maybe 10, 8, 7.
Yeah, something along
was
those
her breaking
lines.
strategy there.
All right, done. Right to the rope. We got the rope and 1 set of handstand walks, and then we are done.
And this is where, for someone that's really good at handstand walk, you can kind of try to speed up your single unders, push yourself a little bit, and then make a really fast transition. You can make up so much time in 100 feet of handstand walking at the end of this workout.
Yeah, I'd say if you're going to push the crossovers, make sure you know that you can.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
true.
sense, that you've practiced that before, because if you just try to go faster out of nowhere, there's a good chance you're just going to trip.
Yeah, and if you have, let's say, 5 trips and you were doing faster crossovers, you probably are the same time as if you just did smooth, controlled 100 reps in a row. So this is kind of a hard workout to time a kick for an elite athlete, but if you have it, here's kind of where to go. Also, she doesn't look like she's breathing hard right now to me at all.
I don't think this workout's making her breathe.
I've never seen her breathe hard.
I think if I just did 25 kipping handstand push-ups, my respiration would be higher than hers at this point in the workout.
No, she's like,
You can see her speed here, too. Look at this
Yeah.
kick. I mean, she was walking fast the entire time, but great job, great transition. She's going to turn around. Yep.
Yeah, that was a 2-second break. So from 11:05, let's see how long it takes her 25 feet. 11:05. So like 8-second 25 feet at the end of this workout
It's
is
elite level
very,
speed.
very, very good speed. And her breaks are just ridiculous. So this is a demo.
And I just
that-
got off the wall from my handstand push-ups.
in round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good feeling.
And also to note the time, she actually kind of negative splitted this workout.
Yeah,
She's
she did.
finishing this at 11:35 or 34, maybe depending on when you give her. But
Shoulders are on fire.
what else?
The lunges felt really uncomfortable just because of shoulder fatigue until my handstand push-ups felt like they started to slow. So I broke up the lunges the second 2 rounds, which was smart, but it's only 100 feet. But it helped me on the handstand push-ups and the handstand walk just to give my shoulders a little break. And then just use the single unders as recovery. Just, relax.
When did the fatigue and the shoulders really start to hit you?
When I woke up this morning. Yeah.
I applied your crossovers correctly. That was so hard. Okay.
We'll let the internet decide.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think.
Yeah, you started
I count
speeding
weird,
up
so.
and I was like,
Yeah.
All right, good job.
Thank you.
Nice job.